Alright, Schlockmeister fans, another re-review from my previous channel. I Am Frigid. Why? Also known as Let Me Love You if you have the VHS from private screenings. I Am Frigid. Why? I don't know. Let's find out. The movie starts out in a garden at a estate. That is Doris on the left. Her father is the gardener at this mansion.
Yes, Tom. They've never been as lovely as this year.
All right, take them into the house.
This is Eric and Carlo, the
A diamond of the first water, dear
son and daughter of the house.
in which you wouldn't mind drowning. You've noticed the gardener's cultivated a very pretty flower. Look, Eric. She has such a lovely figure. Know how it's done?
Doris is a virgin and Carlo wants to
Have you
show...
ever touched a man, Doris? Have you ever seen a man's penis? Here. Look at it. Now here's a man, I mean a real one. You see what I'm doing?
That's her brother, mind you.
Do you see what happens to the big bad wolf when a woman's hand strokes it? You see where she went?
No.
Come back here, Doris, don't be scared! Where are you?
Come back, Doris.
Eric, leave me alone.
They corner her in the garden,
You're usually so nice.
or the greenhouse.
Usually, yes, but at him, he wants you. And Eric's not so nice.
Eric does want her. And with his sister's help, he's gonna get her.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
Time to discuss what happened.
Things crudely. And it's very likely they make love with a certain abandon that...
Maybe, but my daughter was still a virgin.
That's what all fathers imagine about their daughter.
Anyway, they decide to send Doris to a boarding school in Paris, where she gets close with one of her roommates.
Storms always have a strange effect on me. I let her do what she wanted. Just to please her.
Later on, she meets a man. She basically starts exploring her sexual side while in Paris. But nothing is fulfilling to her. She's gonna sleep with this dude. She finds that she can go through the motions, but there's no enjoyment. She starts having flashbacks of the incident that happened in the greenhouse. It freaks her out.
Good luck, you said.
Yes, but someone could be hurt. Please forgive me, Doris. I really love you. But she's the one I want to sleep with tonight. Because
I felt humiliated to be there while they were making love. I could visualize everything they were doing to each other. Their kisses, their caresses, reaching a climax together. All the pleasure that was denied me, they enjoyed freely and completely. I couldn't stand it anymore.
She decided to watch them.
It was more exciting than I had ever imagined. Yet unbearable. Pardon me for what I'm doing, but I really can't stay with you any longer.
She attends some wild swingers party in the London scene. I'm sorry, the Paris scene.
I've had too much already.
I find you very refreshing and calm in the midst of this confusion.
She basically fakes everything.
I'm so ashamed. Why did you do that?
You know, being frigid's no crime. It's even a convenience for camouflaging virtue.
Who cares about virtue? It's pleasure I'm looking for.
What sort of pleasure?
I don't know.
Perhaps she could become a
That's
call
how
girl.
I discovered that Eva, supposedly a spoiled society girl, ran a very profitable call girl agency. Instead of shocking me, the news gave me an idea.
In one of the more memorable scenes, she hops under the table of one of her clients. And it's not what you think. This guy's into having his feet tickled with feathers. Here's 3 guys and a woman, and then we have a Benny Hill paste orgy sequence, which I can't show you. Her next client, Eric's father.
Well, he's been giving me plenty of headaches. But how do you... Doris, what are you doing here?
I'm here to serve you, Lord. But it's too late, as I told you. For me, there's no way back. I hope that your children have a pleasant memory of that episode. 20 seconds of pleasure for Eric, and an endless nightmare for me.
She goes to see a psychiatrist.
The rape as such is not important. The main point is you sexually desired Eric, and he knew it. Carla too. It was inevitable.
He may have a solution, though.
Emotional.
I'm afraid it's too late.
No, not if you find a real man to whom you can give yourself with no feeling of sin.
So she's going to meet this guy named Luke.
Not if you find a real man. I immediately thought of Luke and the excitement of that little theater in Paris.
Could Luke be her
I love
dream
you
man?
even more because you hurt me. Please, Doris, I'd like to make it up to you.
But alas, it's a big failure for her. They do it, but she gets nothing from it.
I love you too much to be only a friend, but not enough to be your mistress.
Listen, with many couples, it takes months before it works.
Next thing you know, her father dies, and she runs into Eric at the funeral.
I'm very sorry, Doris. I was very fond of your father. I would like you to accept my condolences, Doris. They're quite sincere. Your father...
Don't be too upset. You won't have trouble finding another gardener. My little brother can't seem to fall asleep tonight.
Weird.
Leave me alone. I love you.
Eric wants Doris. And she might give in to him. This is disturbing on many levels now.
Until tomorrow.
Mom's not having it, though.
Just like that?
You forget I'm over 21. I'd be sorry to do anything without your consent, Mother, but...
Doris is a very pretty girl. But you should be thinking of a marriage that's more...
like yours?
What do you mean?
Nothing, Mama.
Love is definitely blooming for Eric and Doris. Back to the greenhouse, too.
You're cute.
She's cured.
I love you.
All right, let's talk about I Am Frigid. Why? Directed by Max Picasse, or Picard, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. He's a French director. I've actually done several of his films, reviewed them. They're all of a similar vein, a lot of nudity, a lot of drama, sex-filled crap. So anyway, this was, I guess, kind of a sequel, although not really, technically, to I Am a Nymphomaniac, which is a movie he put out. I've never actually seen that one. The box art looks very similar to this one, though. I've seen the box around, just never seen the movie, so, and I don't have it. Somebody sent it to me. So anyway, this movie here starts out, there's this woman named Doris. She lives on this estate. Her father is the gardener at this estate. And the people who run the estate, they have a son and a daughter. The son's name was Eric. Daughter's name was Carla, I believe. And Carla and Eric toy around with Doris one night and basically set up that they assault her. Or Eric does most of the assaulting, I should say. But Carla's definitely promoting it and behind it and trying to egg her brother on, which they do. They catch up with her. They kind of chase her around a little bit, and they end up in the greenhouse. At one point, it was kind of weird. She's showing Eric, she's talking to Doris, and she's like, have you ever seen, what does she call it, a beast, this beast or something, which was Eric's penis, and she like looked like she was grabbing and stuff. You couldn't see it, obviously, they didn't show that on screen, but brother, sister. But anyway, they get in the greenhouse, and he does his thing on her, and then they basically send her away to a boarding school because, I don't know, there's some disbelief whether Eric could have actually done that. The father insists, well, my daughter was a virgin, and they're like, well, that's what every father says about their daughter, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, kind of pushed under the carpet, really. They send her off to a boarding school instead. Then, while she's away, she ends up going through various sexual things, and turns out she's frigid, just like the title says. She doesn't really get into any sort of sexual things. She's just not into it, and she doesn't know why. She tries various things, women, men, orgies, all kinds of things. Nothing really works. She goes to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist basically says, you need to fall in love. Once you fall in love, it'll come a lot easier for you. Eventually, she ends up back at the estate. Her father dies. Eric and Carlo, they were away for a while, I think. But Eric comes home eventually, and there's a little bit of tension between the two for obvious reasons. But then she starts falling for him. He starts falling for her. They become a couple. The movie kind of ends with the two of them doing it, and she's like enjoying it this time because, well, now she's in love with her former rapist. How about that? So anyway, that is I Am Frigid. Why? So anyway, I had this on a pre-recorded VHS tape by Private Screenings under the title Let Me Love You, I believe it was. I still have it. But I Am Frigid Why is this PAL DVD version of it. Sandra Julian, by the way, played the actress who played Doris. Decent amount of nudity in this movie, and of course, as always, women are pretty well good-looking too. So I gotta hand it to these European 70s films. There's a lot of good-looking ladies in these movies who had no problems taking off their clothes. Certainly not a PC movie. The assault itself is dangerous. Plus the fact that eventually. She came around to kind of enjoy it, I guess. Maybe not at the time, but she came to enjoy the guy who did it to her. And then there was this underlying thing in there that she always kind of wanted it or enjoyed it anyway. It's just, I don't know. It's just definitely not a politically correct movie by any way, shape, or means. So anyway, that is it. The original title is Je suis frigide, pourquoi? Pourquoi is why, if I remember my French correctly. Hence the title. So anyway, I will leave a link down below to Amazon if you're looking to buy this movie. And it's not a bad film for what it is. It's got a decent amount of nudity in it, and the plot's not terrible either. It's ridiculous in terms of the fact that she went to this guy later on, but whatever, right? Other than that, the plot was fairly okay. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about I Am Frigid. Why? Watch it. Bye.